Back in January of this year, 2020, it was announced that Hossein Amini, the writer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, had left the project and that the series is actually going to be delayed due to creative differences with the writing, and they wanted to improve the script. And originally the show was going to begin filming in 2020, and it was delayed until 2021. Ewan McGregor says they're still keeping the same air date, but hey, we don't know what's going on right now, especially with the world shutting down at the moment. But we finally have some news on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and that is we have a new writer, and his name is Joby Harold. And he is replacing the former writer, Hossein Amini, who was writing the original scripts, and everything was set in stone back in August of, I think, 2019 when they announced that the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was coming to Disney Plus and actually becoming a thing. All the scripts are written, but somewhere along the way, they decided, oh, we want the scripts to be improved, we want them a little better, and so they delayed the show, and now they're bringing in Joby to write the rest of the show or work on the scripts or the story that they had going on. Really don't know what the complication was with the scripts, other than that apparently they just weren't happy with the way it was going, and Ewan McGregor said they were really good. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely happy with the process that they've done this Obi-Wan Kenobi show, or the series that they're doing for it. It really doesn't seem to be as well thought out as it could have been, and I don't know. I wasn't happy with how things played out, but I'm happy to hear we have a new writer on it. I don't know if I'm happy with the choice. Joby has 4 writing credits. One of them was a movie he directed and wrote, I believe, called Awake back in 2007. Yeah, not a very well-reviewed film, but he also wrote the story and screenplay for King Arthur, Legend of the Sword that came out in 2017. I don't know anything about that film. I don't really know much about the story of King Arthur himself either. Haven't seen it, but I remember going into the theater when that came out and hearing all the debacle about it, and like one guy leaving the theater and saying it was a great film, you need to try it out. Of course, I didn't take his word for it, but that also has mixed reviews, but mostly not overly positive reviews. He has more experience as a producer, so I'm not totally against the idea of this guy coming in. It's just the fact that he's not ever written a show before. I don't know how big of a Star Wars fan he is, how much he truly knows about the franchise, what this all is about. It just seems like an odd choice, considering Hossein Amini is a well-decorated writer, and he has a lot of credentials to his name that most people see as well-reviewed shows. He's written shows before, he's worked on movies. He just seemed to have more writing credentials than Joby does, so it's a little weird to have him come in and either continue where Hossein left off or start a new slate. And considering we're all in lockdown right now, if we're continuing this lockdown through April 30th, he has a whole month to just stay at home and write the entire series for Kenobi. But, I mean, honestly, I don't know why they picked him. I don't know why. He has great experience as a producer. I would have pinned him for that as an executive producer, by all means, why not? I know he's working on, I think, a Zack Snyder film, something about like zombies, and then the future of the Transformers franchise. He was picked by Paramount to deal with that as well. So it's not like it's an awful choice. I just think that in terms of writing, this wouldn't be the route I would go. But hey, maybe he pitched a good idea to them or something. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that he's having more involvement other than just writing. Maybe Ewan McGregor himself was the one who wanted to bring Joby in. I don't know. I just think that this is not the route Lucasfilm should have taken with the development of this project and show, because if you announce that in August you have all the scripts written by Hossein Amini, this thing's been in development for 4 to 5 years, you have your director, Deborah Chow, set. I mean, she wasn't set in August, but I'm pretty confident they were eyeing her at the time for it. You have all this stuff set in motion, you're getting ready to begin production in July. I had people who were supposed to be working on the set of this project in July, and they were all telling me, yep, July's when it's happening, this is going to be a thing. It's the 3rd live-action Star Wars show. They announced that it's a Ewan McGregor reprising his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of thing, and the whole another show for Kenobi, and everything's set in stone. And then in January they go, actually we're not happy with the scripts. We're going to rewrite them and delay the show. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you have this all planned out so perfectly to just start production and go, and then out of nowhere decide, oh, you know what, I don't like the scripts. Let's fire Hossein Amini, and then let's bring in this Joby guy 3 months later to rewrite the scripts or work on the scripts. I mean, that's the thing. Is he continuing the same story that Hossein was doing? Is he just editing that story that Hossein was working on? I really just kind of want to take a step back and actually look inside and say, what is going on here, and why did they not go with the scripts that Hossein had written, and why does this feel like a almost shot in the dark kind of thing, where you're using this guy Joby who has not a lot of experience writing as it is, but no experience writing a show or a series like this Obi-Wan Kenobi one that we're having right now. It just, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense. But maybe Lucasfilm saw something about the guy that they like that I'm not privy to. I hope he does a great job. I'm not doing this to harp on the guy or say I don't like him. I'm just saying, from a production standpoint, if I was Lucasfilm, I wouldn't have announced this in August that it was happening anyways. I would have brought Joby in a long time ago instead of doing what they've been doing. Because that means that so far they've done 3 months of nothing. Since they let Hashim go, they haven't worked on the script for 3 months now. And I'm not harping on them from that. I'm just saying that we've made no development. We've made no progress up until now on that show. Because I doubt they've been working on the script since then. They just now hired their script writer. I mean, maybe this is like late news. Maybe this has happened a month or two ago, but Variety's saying that he's been tapped to write the upcoming Kenobi series at Disney Plus, and they've learned this exclusively from their sources. So I'm taking that as this just happened. This was just recent. So I'm curious to see how this affects the story and how it affects the release date for this series, because if they just start working on the script, the new script for the show, and they need to not only get production ready with the epidemic that's going on, we don't know how long it's going to be delayed now, and if they're going to keep that same original air date that they were planning on. We don't even know when they were supposed to air it, but now I'm pretty confident it's delayed a little bit. It's yet again another production problem over there at Lucasfilm. Not a major one. Thank God they actually hadn't begun production on this one, but still, the behind the scenes stuff when it comes to scripts, which seems to be the main problem over there, is that they can't get them the way they wanted to. And I really am curious to see what Hashim Amini's version of the Kenobi series would have been like compared to whatever Joby is going to work on. So tell me your thoughts below. What do you guys think about Joby Harold being tapped to write the Kenobi series? Deborah Chow is going to be directing the series. I'm excited to see that. But I am curious to see what this show is going to be about now and what the story is. Tell me your thoughts below. What are your hopes and dreams for the Kenobi show? What are your thoughts on the new writer? Love to hear your thoughts below on Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see y'all next time, and may the Force be with you. Always.